Good morning. Another day, another Pokemon Sleep video. Let's get to the research. I am too excited. You can see it's quite early up in the corner here on my screen, and I'm just hoping yet again for a Delibird. During this Electric Type Week event, we can find Pokemon of all sleep styles, which is why I decided to go to Snowdrop Tundra, because not only that, there is a guaranteed extra hungry Pokemon in the morning. That's not one of the good camp ticket. I'm wondering if the good camp ticket is just drawing from some table because of all these hungry Sudowoodo. But anyway, yeah, you can see I keep getting snoozing. Like, it's almost impossible for me to find a Delibird. I don't know if there's some past sleep history that's messing with me, but snoozing is all I'm getting. Alright, so we made it to 80 million. It was not a perfect sleep today, 93%, or 93 score, I guess. I also had a look at the news, and for this month's Good Sleep event, it's actually starting this Sunday into the Monday. So we'll be getting 1.5 drowsy power on our final sleep this week, which is going to be insane for me. I think potentially I can cross 200 million. We'll just have to see. It's looking likely. But anyhow, we are now into the sleep session for today. There's not a single top belly sleep style, but we have 9 encounters. That is actually a really good sign, because a lot of the high level encounters, they start out with 1-star, 2-star at a way higher rate. So we're looking for Absol, Delibird, potentially a Snover, Abomasnow. So, oh, also, before we get into this, I have borrowed Bravinis Shiny Luck, so if we find a Cotton Candy Mareep today, that's all thanks to him. Okay. Got a Bellsprout, got a new Flaaffy, and I see 2 Mareep. I got my perfect Mareep yesterday, so I'm unsure if I'm going to continue hunting those. I don't know if it's worthwhile to have duo Ampharos, but I can consider it. Especially now that I've crossed the 10 friends or friendship. I am actually not sure what it's called now that I'm recording. Typically I get a little bit stumped. Hey, there's a Ditto, a Glaceon Ditto. I've encountered this one before, but it looks so funny. Okay, so no Cotton Candy Mareep today. But we got a lot of Ampharos candy, and I like that. Now, the question is, which of these are going to be hungry? I'm hoping for the Mareeps, that would just be fine. Maybe the Ditto. I feel like I have enough Bellsprout, and I don't want another Gulpin, so we'll just have to see what... Gulpin! Hey, Ampharos! That's actually tempting, but it's so many bars. That's like 20. Not doing that. I'm gonna give a simple biscuit to the Gulpin here, just because I want a good Gulpin in the future if they somehow crank up the Dream Shard Magnet. Now that I'm already at 17, I might as well just keep going. Okay, so I got a premium biscuit to feed, and I already have my Mareep. And so maybe, but then again, potatoes is what the Bellsprout is giving. I don't really need potatoes. I'm thinking to do that on a different Pokemon. And I already have a God tier Ditto, so I'm not even gonna waste biscuits on catching that for the candies. I think it's another Mareep today, so let's see if we get a super extra mega hit or something. Nope, just a regular old point. So I'm gonna feed the Poke Biscuit here, the premium one, and we can have a look at the catches for today. I'm super curious though, any of you watching, are you guys playing? I for one am having a really good time with Pokemon Sleep overall, and this electric type event is super exciting. Like, I can't express it, just how well the developers are following up the game just throughout time, and yeah. Okay, so here's actually a hard split. Should I go for the Ampharos or the Ditto? I think most would actually appreciate the Ampharos, so I'm just gonna go with that. Especially now that it's electric type week, people are looking for the candy for the electric types to power up for the Raikou event, which is coming up not next week but the week after. Next week is the Good Sleep event. It's just so much stuff happening in the game. Okay, Gentle. It's gonna be a neutral nature. Let's have a look. Energy recovery, skill trigger, helping speed, inventory. Actually, that's not bad. That's not bad. You can sub-skill seed, the skill trigger, and the helping speed, and you got a decent Mareep. The energy recovery bonus, though, is a waste of gold skill, so not gonna keep this one around for too much longer. Oh, I didn't catch the Gulpin. For some reason, I was expecting to review 2 Pokemon, but there's only 1 here. Okay, so I'm looking for another drop of leeks by the Ditto. At that point, I can cook my ninja salad. You can see I got all the green grass soybeans, I got the ginger, got a whole bunch of mushrooms, but I'm lacking on the leeks, which is a rare ingredient. You know what I'm thinking? I should probably switch out the Gengar at this point, because I have enough mushrooms for at least today. And then, yeah, we'll just run the Gengar later. So you can see with the Tyranitar here, it's just constantly at 150%, which is crazy. I don't even have to use it while sleeping, although not for the resting points, but for the sneaky snacking and just ingredients overall. It's super powerful overnight because it just keeps going at max efficiency. So now that I switched out the Gengar, I was thinking I should probably go back into the bag here and show it off a little bit, because it's a pretty good Gengar. And I started going through my team yesterday, but I spent so long there was just no chance. But actually, before we do that, let's have a look at the Flaaffy here. So we got the daily candy boost that we need to use here. And we don't have enough Dream Shards, so I actually have to... Oh, I wish there was a shortcut here just to click on the items. Like for example, you can use a pillow or a main skill seed or some handy candy. I just want the Dream Shards there too, but they're not. You always have to go into the bag here. I'm just gonna use a couple here. I'm so close to rank 52, and so for that extra optimization, I'm losing out a little bit on the Dream Shards, which are quite important in this game, especially when you have a full friend list and you're just getting a lot of candy all day, every day. Alright, so we got the Ampharos here. That is not an Ampharos yet. We're just getting very close. Yes, we want to use the whole candy boost today. Yesterday I boosted my Mr. Mime a little bit, which was why it was only 44 candies, but yeah, it looks like we're gonna be able to evolve the Flaaffy here into Ampharos tomorrow. Not gonna waste any of the Mareep candies, although I could probably just calculate the rest here. We need 80 for the evolution, and then we got into the Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, which is 150 candies, and added together, that is 230, which means I can use until I got 230 candies left. I'm 5,000 short, which I'm actually gonna just spend in this video just because I really want to see the Ampharos. And I also want to use the main skill seed. It's burning in my pocket. Not good, but it is what it is. So I guess another 3 of these should be fine. Yep. Alright, we get to see the Ampharos today. That's exciting. And then I'll go through a couple more of the team members. And then maybe we can go through my shiny collection tomorrow. Something like that. So I hope that sounds interesting to you guys. Let's see here. Got the Ampharos here. Just gonna spend until we got 230 candies left. And then we have a perfect amount, given that we don't get any more candies, which we're likely to throughout the week. But just to be safe, this is where I'm gonna keep it at. And here we got the Ampharos. That text is always so slow. Hey, congratulations, your Ampharos evolved into Ampharos. Yeah, just for managing my bag, I like to capitalize the Pokemon that I'm really going for. And so, not Santa Professor. Oh man. I'm gonna use the main skill seed, and actually Charge Strength M has already gotten into level 7, but I do have a skill level up S at level 50, and I think it's likely that I'll end up at level 50 sooner than level 8 Charge M, and so this is currently the total max that I'm gonna go with this Ampharos. And then I'm gonna save up at least one sub-skill seed for that helping speed at level 75. I do suspect that I'll use this Ampharos quite a bit, because that main skill here of 4,500 is quite strong. It's also multiplied by the area bonus. So this is actually gonna be like well over 5,000, maybe 6,000. Here at Snowdrop, where I have currently a 30% boost to my area. Okay, so I'm just gonna go off of memory here. I did want to show off this Gengar because it's pretty cool. I mentioned something about the pattern of ingredients in my other video yesterday, but I didn't really explain what the pattern was, I realized when watching the video. So the pattern is the initial ingredient, so here it's herbs, and then a preferred ingredient that's not the base ingredient, because here mushrooms are rare. You won't get them at the initial ingredient slot no matter which Pokemon it is. Maybe for a future Pokemon, I'm sure, but right now it's only at level 30 you can unlock them. And then if you think of the balance here of the ingredient drops, I'm getting twice the amount of mushrooms as I am Fairy Herb, which is 2 and 4. Now, if you unlock herbs again at level 60, then your average is kind of the same, if you think about it. Like, you get 2 Fairy Herb, you get 4 mushrooms. You get 7 Fairy Herb, you get 4 mushrooms. And over those 4 drops, you got 8 mushrooms, and you got 9 herbs. So it's kind of just 50-50. And I think overall that ingredient pattern is going to be very strong, because I think over time you're just going to have a lot of level 30 ingredient Pokemon that are able to farm 2 things, and for just recipes that have 4 or more ingredients, it's going to be quite useful to just have 2 or 3 ingredients Pokemon, preferably 2, because then you can have an energy Pokemon and just a berry Pokemon, and then switch them out as they just fill up your bag. Apparently there's a 1/3 chance of getting a different ingredient in the second slot, and another 1/3 chance in the 3rd slot, which makes it like 1 in 9 for a mono ingredient. That sounds crazy, but based on my experience, it kind of seems to be the case. But yeah, so here's the Gengar. It's got ingredient finding up. Main skill chance down doesn't really hurt it all that much. I don't really care much about the the charge strength S here on an ingredient Pokemon. I got ingredient finder M, helping speed S, and then at level 50 I got helping speed M, which is basically the best you could have. I suppose some inventory is going to be nice too, which I have at level 75. I don't have a problem with inventory really with this Gengar, given that I caught it as a Ghastly, evolved it twice, and that gives 5 extra to the inventory every time you evolve it, compared to just catching the evolution stage just as is. And so yeah, I can just double up on the inventory at level 75, which is gonna be super good, especially after the level 67 herbs. And then yeah, I guess potentially if you were to switch out the helping speed S by a helping bonus, that could be good. But yeah, it is what it is. So pretty good Gengar here. I think the only thing that could potentially be better would be the helping bonus and potentially just double mushroom. But honestly, I think as this becomes faster, it's just gonna be enough to just run it for half a day, and I got as many mushrooms as I will need. Okay, so I've shown off the Tyranitar, the Gengar, the Ampharos, and the Sylveon. Have I talked much about the Ditto? I think so, but maybe not. Yeah, let's just quickly go over the Ditto anyhow. So it's got a perfect ingredient list. This is just gonna be it for the foreseeable future. Oil, Leek, and Slowpoke Tail. That Slowpoke Tail unlock at level 60 is gonna be huge. So for most ingredients at the 60 slot, you'll see like 6, 7, 8, 9, sometimes 12. Like Absol has 12 apples if that's the final slot. It's crazy. But you can see the Slowpoke Tail for an ingredient specialist is just 3. It's because the value of those Slowpoke Tails are just so high. Then I think it's like 350 or something as a base. Then when you make the dishes, you have special dishes with the tails. So it's just going to be super nice with that unlock. And then I powered up the inventory twice. I got Berry Finding on this, which I really like, particularly with the combo here with the ingredients, because 3 tails is not a lot, 3 leeks is not a lot, and so you won't really fill up your inventory with the rare ingredients, so you can fill them up with all the berries that you get extra bonus. But yeah, I think potentially having the ingredient finder a little bit earlier would have been nice. The skill trigger and the skill level up S don't really do much for the Ditto, but yeah, it's okay. I have gone over my Sylveon, which is crazy. Now, I do have an even better Wigglytuff to an extent. It's just, it was caught as a Jigglypuff. So you can see my main skill is just level 2, because it just got a single boost to the main skill upon evolving. It's got Speed of Help up, it's got Skill Trigger M, Skill Trigger S, then I have that inventory. I wish it had Berry Finding S. I'm just finding that to be a really helpful sub-skill for the Pokemon that you have out on the field at all times. Especially something like a Skill Specialist, which can let you down at times with a number of skill triggers. And you also have to log into the game a lot to like pop and get the chance, because once you've got that chance, next time you click, then it's just nothing for that remaining time. Ingredient finding down on the nature doesn't really matter much, especially when we have the ingredient finder M and S coming up later. It's not really interesting for me though with the oils, so I kind of wish it had helping bonus, skill trigger M, and then just pure honey, maybe a berry finding, but that is just me being a little bit spoiled, because this is actually a pretty good Wigglytuff. I just don't have the seeds to power it up yet. I probably won't power it up though, just because now I have this Sylveon, and just to show it off side by side, like I got the skill level up M, skill trigger M, got helping speed, skill trigger, helping speed, main skill chance up. It's a Sylveon. Yeah. So this was one of my early really good finds. Like you can see August 30th, that's not too far off from the release of this game. You can see that the ingredient list here is awful. That is the only drawback here. And it is actually a pretty big drawback, because if you have an ingredient specialist Pokemon, you want the ingredients. And so having 3 different ingredients here kind of hurts it, especially with that tomato in the 2nd slot. That is awful. There are so many Pokemon that do tomatoes, and they just clog up the inventory, and I don't like them. So I got honey, tomato, potato, which is 3 ingredients. The thing here is though that the sub skills are so god tier that it kind of doesn't matter, because it's an insane Venusaur. I can just throw out the tomatoes and have a lot of honey and potatoes at some point, and maybe there are some dishes in the future that actually uses tomatoes. That could be helpful. But yeah, Ingredient Finder M, super good for ingredient specialists. You have ingredient finding up, nature. Energy recovery down does not matter much, since I have the energy for all god tier Sylveon. And then I have the skill level up M, which I personally really like. You'll see that across all my Pokemon really that are having some use of it in terms of the skill triggers. Now, I used a main skill seed on this one and evolved it from Bulbasaur. So I got Ingredient Magnet S at level 6, and then got the Helping bonus. No, Helping Speed M. So for the 3 first skills here, it's really strong, and then it has another Ingredient Finder and another Helping Speed at the end, and in the correct order. So it's just an insane Venusaur. Now, if I go into my teams here and just, whoa, it's been 22 minutes. Holy smokes. All right, I'll end it off in a short while. Let's see here. If I just go into the teams here, I have a help me pick category here. So if I go berry finding, you can see my Walrein is just on top, and then Tyranitar and Ditto, Glaceon, hence the Pokemon I'm using at the Snowdrop Tundra. And then ingredient finding, oh, would you see, we got the Venusaur on top, we have the Gengar, and the Tyranitar. So I'm sometimes using the Venusaur, even here at Snowdrop Tundra, just because that ingredient finder combo and the ingredient magnet is so strong. But for the most part, I'm running the Gengar and the Tyranitar, and then I'm making a Ninja Salad. And then you can see the skills here. Ampharos climbed into spot number 3. That is impressive, especially at level 25. So we got Sylveon and Flareon. Now, I'm hoping to at some point be able to just rely just fine with the Glaceon here, which I have shown a little bit in the past. It's got skill level up M, it's got berry finding S, and then some ingredient finding, helping speed stuff. It's a decent evolution. I wouldn't use it for my energy for all, which is why it's now a Glaceon, but I think even at level 4 cooking power up S, it's gonna be just fine. It probably will trigger 2 to 4 times a day, which gives you another 60 throughout the day. So it should be more than enough to compensate for whatever shortage you have in cooking pot. Okay, it's the Ditto here that matters. Oh man, yeah, I'm just waiting for it to drop a single drop of leaks, and then I can cook my breakfast. Sometimes I even just put it on my timer on my watch that, hey, you haven't cooked breakfast yet. That's how deep into this game I am. So this was another long video. They just keep getting longer and longer, but I feel like I have so much to talk about given I've been playing this game for almost 9 months. I've made no content, but I actually know the game quite well. And so even though I don't really have a lot to back it up with yet, well, I do have 900,000 here in the Drowsy, or the Strength. We'll see in future videos. So thank you all for tuning in, and hope you're having a good time with the electric type event. See you tomorrow.